It was close to midnight on May 5, 2017, when Moses, from Nigeria, pushed off the shores of Libya on a rubber raft and into the Mediterranean Sea. He spent 18 hours on the water before he was rescued. It was 3 days later that I met him on the island of Lampedusa in Italy, where I was on mission to greet him and other vulnerable migrants like him in the name of giving them back dignity.
Hi, I'm Pamela Kirpius, founder and Italy correspondent of Migrants of the Mediterranean.
Moses' story is just one among many that defines the great humanitarian crisis in the central Mediterranean and of our time. I began documenting those journey stories in 2016, not knowing how it would develop, but knowing for sure that these incredible people who had suffered unthinkable human rights abuses on their migration journeys to Italy deserved to be seen and heard. 3 years later, I have built an archive of the journey stories and followed many of those people in continuation of their stories, now as they seek asylum and stability in their lives in Italy post-rescue.
Migrants of the Mediterranean is dedicated to the people we profile. That's what sets us apart.
Migrants of the Mediterranean is, in fact, the opposite of parachute journalism.
It's a type of journalism we call humanitarian storytelling,
which gives voice to the people who have crossed continents, countries, desert, and sea in search of safety, freedom, and opportunity, and who continue to do that now in their efforts to integrate, work, and live in Italy and the EU. Migrants of the Mediterranean captures the intimacy and urgency of the migrant experience.
From the moment people arrive on Lampedusa Island until they are transferred to their temporary state housing in Rome, Milan, Naples, or other cities big and small across Italy, we go to them. We stay at their sides. Our goal is that these people, not just migrants, but people, continue to have a face and a voice, to not be shown merely as statistics, but instead in the full weight and measure of their humanity. That's what humanitarian storytelling is, an elevation of the migration discourse done squarely in human terms.
And to continue doing that, we need your help. I am asking for your donation as part of our crowdfunding campaign. This is money that will go toward developing Migrants of the Mediterranean as an organization in its own right. With the body of work established and growing with no end in sight, it is time to take what was first a personal mission to document the migration phenomenon in the central Mediterranean to the next level. Already, we have a 3-year history with many of the people we follow, meaning a trust has been established that grows stronger with every reunion we have with these incredible people. Pazi from the Gambia is one of them. I documented his story for Migrants of the Mediterranean in 2016, just weeks after his sea rescue. At the time, we didn't know if we'd see each other again, but we did. Now, Pazi and I call each other family.
That is the texture of humanitarian storytelling, and we can only continue to do it with your financial support.
In summer 2019, we launched the Migrants of the Mediterranean podcast, Open Encounters, established specifically to give these unheard people a platform to speak. They tell us incredible details about their lives, insights that can be valuable to policymakers and social service organizations seeking to address tactical problems in migration.
Migrants of the Mediterranean has already partnered with established migration organizations for this purpose. But it's not just the insights to policymakers that makes the storytelling and podcast valuable.
It's that each migrant has a moment to express themselves at a time when few, if any, are listening to them. Many express feelings of hopelessness and depression as they sit on the margins of society without a voice.
Your donation helps us cover operational costs for the podcast and website.
And we are working to produce more stories from the field, like our story from Gran Ghetto in Foggia, Italy, that documented the grounds of this notorious migrant ghetto, which few have ever seen firsthand.
We were there, and with your help, we'll continue to be.
There are thousands that face unthinkable abuses in Libya on any given day, including torture, starvation, and slavery, right now as we speak. But the concern of national governments has been politics over humanity, and that is precisely where Migrants of the Mediterranean steps in. We know these are not just numbers, but human beings with lives and stories as rich and complex as our own. Like Pazi, like Bakari, like Blessing, Amadou, Abrima, and like Moses. Donate now to make sure they, and so many more like them, continue to be seen and heard. Thank you.